And
All we are is dust in the wind, yes.
Thanks, Kansas?
I
Made a
But if
Kansas
nobody-
reference on this podcast?
Vehicle, grabbing a bottle of Malört and pouring samples of Malört right in front of the venue for
You were
people.
malorting people on
In
the streets
Canada?
of Windsor?
In a different country? Right, because you never know exactly what is that a cat on your lap?
Yeah, it's always a cat.
Better be. Anyway.
I'm just happy to see you.
It's been 2 weeks. I know. I'm still just Jess, and this is still not just a phase. And then over here we got.
I'm happy to see you, Jess, and my name's Raven Blackfall, the most blackest of fallen, funnest goth guys around town.
And on bottom, we have something a little bit different this week, you guys. I'm sure you've noticed. It's me. Everyone, welcome me. And I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself and try not to give away who you are. Because the witness protection program doesn't like that kind of shit. So, can you hear me on bottom? It says he's
That will
sending in
be
chat.
tricky.
He says that will be tricky.
Well, now you said it. You said he. So what? Like you already gave away half your game right
I
there.
am such a dick for assuming somebody's gender. Like I have no idea. I'm just defaulted. It's like the Bible. They put everything as he. It just is like the person main. Anyway, so in this episode of Not Just a Phase, to start in the beginning, we're going to start with a little game. We normally don't start with the game. We normally start with, small talk and stuff like that. But we can't make small talk tonight because we don't know what the person on bottom small talk's about. Like I said, they're probably in the witness protection program. Might even be like, real killer or something. Is that a Skinny Puppy shirt?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, this is one of the noir specials.
I love it. Did you?
And not
I feel like
noir
you showed
leather,
this.
like the person
Mhm.
that has moved away from the Detroit area. This is one of the famous bootleg noir.
I think I told you this, but she showed me they showed me that their whole printing press and everything when it was in their basement when they were up here in Detroit. Uh-oh. Me says I'm hiding from myself.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
Aren't we all?
That's why I'm
we
here.
until we reach self-actualization.
So this shirt kind of derailed me, but we're gonna play a little game called Who the Hell Is This? Because you don't know who this mystery guest is or who they could possibly be. And you get 5 questions. And our mystery guest can only answer in ways that does not immediately reveal they self. So
Their selves.
sure. And you have 5 questions to ask this person. If you get it right, they must reveal themselves. And if they get it wrong, it's going to be a very short episode. We're just going to kick them off the show. We're going to end it. We'll do it ourselves. We'll just get them right out of here.
Yeah.
No pressure. No pressure.
Oh yeah, that's what you said. You said last time. But
No pressure on you.
I'm trying to I'm trying to gain knowledge just from the context clues within the chat, which is vague, but I feel like I don't know where there's sound. Wait, do I get audio clues from
Yeah,
me?
I think you accidentally just did. I don't think
it was much. I don't think it was much.
It was a short chortle, slight chuckle, a shy little snicker. So you get 5 questions that you get to
questions
ask
I have to ask
to figure out who they might be.
Well, I can only imagine your pull is so far. Granted, you know a lot of people, but there's
It's not
only...
Johnny from Health.
I really hoped it was going to be. I really hoped it was going to be Johnny from Health.
One of these days, maybe never.
Or Ogre is in the chat. That'd be sick.
I'd be more scared right now. I would be way more scared than I am right now.
Would you? I feel like...
No offense to mystery guest, but
I feel
go
like...
on. You're stalling. What's your questions?
Oh man, You know, like I feel like there's a number of things that I can weed out in my head.
Cross those two
Um,
people off.
so I want to ask, I feel like the first question that I ask is, are they are they in the music slash are they on the music slash DJ end of the group of people that we hang out with?
Me? Are you gonna? You gotta
Well,
go ahead.
that's my question. I
No,
suppose
that's
they
I
could
know. Music or
yeah, like whether
DJ?
you are in production or like DJ or a performer of said music, like, you know, guitarist, singer. I associate with the
With
music
music in
in
the subculture. That was a great way to answer that.
I-
You're doing great at
but don't
this.
we all?
No,
Like,
I
are
just
there
drink to it and flail around. That's not, I'm
Well, I
trying to
mean,
make
I
it, but
suppose
that's not
yeah,
the same thing.
I suppose you don't I don't think I've seen you dance. Maybe I have. I don't know.
Me?
I feel like I've seen you on the dance floor.
A few times.
Yeah,
So they're associated
but
with the music scene
with
in the
the
area.
music in
So I'm thinking what? Band, DJ,
I suppose it could be music adjacent, like if they were booking or something like that.
booking.
Could be, but that doesn't really narrow it down. I mean, it narrows it down a little bit, but and it I'm gonna make assumptions that it isn't a person that already has been on our show.
Technically, two out of the three. You're going to make an assumption that it's a person that has already been on the show. Is that you're
Not been on the show.
not been on the show?
I'm making that assumption now. So that can weed out a number of different people. But I want to say something. I want to
Yeah,
ask
yeah.
because I think it'll weed out one of the things that you're trying to throw me on a curveball here. Because I want to ask, are they Canadian? Or do they reside in Canada? Can that be like a double-parted question?
It's valid. Same thing. Splitting hairs question.
That would also be ogre.
That would be you're eliminating Johnny, but you're keeping Ogre on the table. I see what you're doing there.
Yeah. All
Dying.
right. Don't inhale are
Might
you
work
drinking?
up.
Are you actually drinking coffee?
No, it's water. That's why I
Oh,
nailed
okay.
it.
Yeah. I was
I am
actually
actually Canadian. Actually Canadian.
actually Canadian. A Canadian born citizen and or a legal Canadian citizen.
They
Okay.
could be somebody who is like a what's the word? Naturalized Canadian citizen.
Or naturalized, whatever. They're Canadian. Okay,
Yes.
so it could still be John. It could still
I
be John. This could you could have John back on here. I was because that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, you know, maybe she
Oh,
just
that'd
got
be
John to come back
wild.
and we're doing
That
a
would be
reunion.
wild.
That would be wild.
That would be crazy. What say you on the bottom was you're like that's not a question though.
No, no, it's not a question. No, that wasn't an official question. I feel like I need to narrow it down because now we're at, so that no, there was no question there. Um, I could easily associate. I could easily figure out if it was or was not John due to the things that I like. Like, did you work at City Club at any point in your professional career? Would it hopefully narrow that down? There could only be so many Canadians that had ever worked at also worked at City Club.
Yeah, I can't think of any other DJs.
DJs or security personnel, door
No,
persons.
unless it's like in very recent history because I haven't
I
gone in forever.
Oh, it could be Sterling, but
We're already talking about City Club. Look at that, you guys.
hey, this is just a way to narrow things down
I
because it
know,
could be
I
Sterling,
know.
but I don't know if you are cool with Sterling. There's the other question. Or Martina. I did work at City. It's got to be John. It's got to be.
Is that your guess? Are you
That's my guess. I'm early guessing that I'm early guessing. I'm locking it in. I'm locking.
Oh, all the way from Canada.
See you again,
Look at this
motherfuckers.
fucking guy. Look at this fucking guy.
It's back.
Oh, welcome,
Hey.
welcome. Now we can launch into our small talk.
Live long
Because
and
you have a
prosper,
fucking
buddy.
person. You've been getting some sun there, my buddy. How's your summer been going?
Busy, fucking busy.
Oh, hell yeah.
Living the big time life of being an absolute nobody in a small town in Ontario. I mean,
Windsor's not that small, is it?
I mean,
Yeah,
Windsor's about
I'm trying to be nice.
300,000 people.
Damn,
I mean,
that
it's
is
not the
actually
GTA,
fucking.
but-
I actually really didn't expect it to be. I thought you were going to say a little bit more than that. And Detroit doesn't. I don't even know how many Detroit has now because at our lowest we had like 200 fucking thousand, but it's been coming back. But hell yeah, man. So how have things been with you in particular though? Any cool things? Anything you need to catch up on really quick before we dive right in?
I've been nonstop busy with things. Aside from the thing that got me fired from the podcast in the first place, which was picking up a radio show.
How's that going? It's probably way better. Fuck your old job. Like those people were losers.
I have a lot of fun doing it. Like I have easily 5 people that listen, so I mean, there's that.
That's like almost as many as we have on the podcast.
That's half a fucking noise show, bro. That's half a noise show.
Half a noise show.
So I got that going on. I've been transitioning Asylum into its next phase where we're starting to bring bands in. So we've got Bragolin and Carolee coming in September 11th, and we're associated with putting that show on. In fact, the way that concert's going to be going on September 11th at Meteor here in Windsor is before the bands and in between the bands is I'm going to be the person providing DJing, and after the last band ends, it shifts into one of our dance nights. So that's kind of the approach we're taking. I also have agreements in principle with 8 other artists from around North America and Europe to start coming into Windsor in 2027.
Ooh, big talks here.
Big.
The next one I announce, I can't really announce until after they complete their US tour because they have a Detroit date. So they don't want to announce doing a Windsor show until after they've played their Detroit date. After I think it's either an 18 or 20 stop US tour. And then they're going to do a handful of Canadian dates, and Windsor is going to be one of them. So I've been very, very busy in the background, plugging along at things like that. No rest for the wicked.
Look at you. Just coming back in here, just dragging that thing. Do your hips hurt from carrying all that girth around? Like, fuck, man.
I'm taking a very different approach to it, too. The like the Bragolin Carolee show, I'm not doing it for that. But Asylum is restructured and created an official web presence and clarified a lot of things to be more of an official organization down to, we're now publishing the fact that one of the co-founders used to be a professional Disney animator and an art teacher for the city of Windsor for 20 years. And so we're positioning ourselves more as an art collective now. We've hired local artists to design merchandise and such for us. So it's like, here's a flat fee, telling the artists, in your design, you have complete creative control, do whatever you want, as long as it somehow associates to Asylum, but also promotes you. So we have that merchandise hopefully coming live in the next few weeks. It's going to be print on demand, create on demand, running through a local business called Just Lost Key Printing, which is a woman-owned small business here in the city. So, that's going live, and because we run everything as free events. We try to keep this very accessible to the community and make sure nobody's ever priced out of anything, and there's the ability to just grow something that can outlast me. I'm starting to put together the paperwork to start applying for city, provincial, and federal arts grants to use those to offset the costs of the concerts to keep them either free or next to free. And really making a hard push for Pride 2027 for a European artist to put on a free show in a park in Windsor that I'm coordinating with Windsor City Council a little bit with, and seeing if I can make that come off. And I've got the European artists. They've wrote me, and they have agreed to everything, but there's still money that has to be made, for the artist. So I'm working on how do I set that up, and another part of that is the merchandise we sell. We're structuring it so that's subsidizing the costs of concerts. So if we sell enough merch, there's no cost for the next concert we put on.
Yeah. I mean, that's how so many fucking bands make it nowadays, is merch. Merch is like the heavy bread and butter of the sales. So that sounds fucking fantastic. You got a lot going on.
On top of a day job and a marriage and all that, like, who needs sleep?
I was going to say, how's the personal life been going? But it sounds like it's not there. So I guess we'll skip that part.
I've got like 2 friends left at this point, half dozen people that want to pistol whip me because I'm bombarding everybody with all kinds of harebrained ideas I'm trying to drive forward.
Keep them pushing, man.
Honestly, so I don't think I reported this. I don't, but because we didn't have I don't think I brought it up, but I actually went and visited Asylum.
Yes.
Last week, 2 weeks ago.
I think it was 2 weeks ago now. It was
like 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Windsor does it. Go ahead.
It was like your Pride night or whatever it was that you were doing, like a Pride celebration. I don't know if it was like the whole city was doing it or if it was just you guys or whatever.
I remember it was like, I got the thing for that. I remember that.
But it was the place was pretty packed, and I got there kind of late at night, but it was pretty packed and everyone's having a great time, and I was just like, man, this is like, I mean, it always was like a big deal, but it definitely feels like it got its own community going, like a very stable, like solid community, and like it just seems like it's a really great thing going on there, and it seems like it's been a very fruitful project for you, John, and I'm really happy that this has been like your little pet project, and it's really grown, especially with all these things that you have down
for 7 years of my life now. This has been my primary focus. And yet,
I remember going there on like the first night you guys ever had it.
First one.
Yes, and it was in the loft, and everyone was just sweating balls, and there was like barely any room to move, but we all made do, and we all had a great time, and the good times are still had. I'm wondering when you guys are gonna finally like outgrow the space, because like you could barely fit everybody in there.
That'll be a big one. It'll happen maybe eventually.
I have a hard time with, like, people have been asking me to move to a different venue for a couple of years now, but I think back to when this all first launched. I approached every venue in town, and only one of them was even willing to sit down and talk to me. And I laid out an idea, and the guy looks at me and goes, "You know what? I don't get it, but fuck it. Let's do it, and let's see what happens."
Let's see what happens.
And I've been given like complete creative control of what I do there. I rearranged the bar. I've mounted things permanently into the bar. I've changed their sound system on them. They just kind of stay out of the way and let me do whatever it is.
It's loud.
They let me do whatever it is I feel needs to be done. And when you have someone who's been down with you from day one and gives you that much creative control, how do you walk away from that when it was the only person willing to give you an opportunity? It's like, no, that means something. That means
it's not even
loyalty.
just. I mean, it's just not even just that it feels wrong. It also might be a case of shooting yourself in the foot too, because you have no idea the next club owner is going to have that kind of rapport and that kind of fucking like, hey, just go for it, have at it. So, I mean, it might be, here's the cliche, out of the fire into the, was that out of the fucking pan into the fire?
Mm-hmm. Out of the frying pan into the fire,
yeah, you might be fucking yourself basically if you ever try to move venues. So
I figure if I move venues, there's so many people who see that as their being their home venue. I have to be willing to accept that I'm going to lose upwards of 50% of my crowd.
Potentially. Yeah.
And so what's the point? If I lose 50% of my crowd to get maybe 15 more bodies in the door, well, that's a net loss to me.
Yeah. I get it. But
Mhm.
then also, you make a good point when you said, like loyalty. It's a hard thing to find, especially when someone was willing to back you from the get-go, and they were willing to take a risk on you and you like you clearly are thriving, in that space. So it's
It
like,
feels like a bitch made move, Yeah. If you were to
Especially
just
when I
pull
go
out.
on and on about, we do this for free out of, labor of love to our community, and on and on and
right.
on about that. So how do I look at that? And, the only establishment that's been wanting to be part of the community from day one, how do I walk away from that? How do I
Hmm.
turn
You
my
also
back to
don't.
somebody who is, who comes to the events, who has gotten to know a lot of the people, and like the bartenders are all viewed like it's the same bartenders for years, and they're all viewed as, their friends. On their nights off, they come hang out at Asylum, and if they're not the ones working a lot of time, so they are very much as part of the community as any of the patrons are. So how do I walk
Right.
away from that and me not be a bitch?
Hmm.
Right. Well, I also wanted to highlight the fact that, like, unlike a lot of other club nights, you guys are completely free. You just get to come in the door, you can start dancing, buy a drink, tip your bartender, whatever. But, like,
The
you
Windsor
don't have to
crowd
pay.
drinks, so it's
Yeah.
we have
Yeah.
wiped them out of whiskey and wiped out the beer coolers on more than one occasion.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
We will
That's
wipe them out
wild.
on a hard night.
That's
Damn.
wild. I would not
Oh yeah.
expect that, but
They're
man,
probably like, "Oh
congrats
no,
guys.
don't do
Congrats
that."
Canadians.
Yeah, congrats,
Like
Canadians.
in
There,
June, I know we went through like
we're 2 out of 3 now. We just got to mention Malört at some point,
Oh
and it'll be a
no.
full episode. It'll be a full episode if we do.
in June, I know we went through like 4 bottles of Jameson and 2 bottles of Jameson Black Barrel and wiped out the beer fridge. And I mean, it was a hard drinking
What
night.
was going on that night? People came in and they were having some feels. They were working through some shit.
I see. June is the night. That was the month I took off and put it up as, not only was I celebrating my birthday for that one, but there were like 3 other regulars that were as well. So there was like between
A lot
me
of
and my contingent
celebrating.
and their contingent, there's like 20 people at that point, all walking in at about the same time with this whole hard party mentality. We're going to burn this down. And that just spread throughout to the point the bartenders looked like they wanted to cry come the end of the night.
They're like, no,
But
it was like bar rescue where they go and they test the bar and they send
Yeah, they
everybody
have
in at
like
once.
five
And they're like, we
people
just
deep.
learned how to make these drinks 5 minutes ago. Fuck.
And
Yeah.
then
and
John
one of the
Taffer's
bartenders did
yelling
tell
at
me that
Yelling at you. I love it.
one of the bartenders did say he paid his rent off of that night, so they can't cry too hard because we're a
no,
hard
no.
tipping crowd as well. So
Yeah.
See, that's what makes it worth it. That's why actually so many people don't tip now that I don't do those kind of jobs anymore. I know it sounds terrible. Like when I was doing valet, it seemed like it was just getting worse and worse and worse and worse with the tips everywhere. Every venue, everybody was talking about that. So it's good to know that Canadians are not as much of douchebags when it comes to that. Over here, we're trying to get rid of tipping culture. I just think it's because we're all broke now because of
so
reasons
are we. Fuck.
we're not gonna talk about. But wait, you guys are broke in
Yeah, we're
Canada?
broke.
Oh, that's
We're
fuck.
all going broke.
Oh man,
It's housing
Everything's
costs.
Mexico,
going
are
more
you okay
expensive.
too? We're all poor. Fuck,
It's
man.
housing costs here. Like
Shit. Yeah,
I
you guys have a big housing thing. We just have a fucking asshole tax here.
I
Somebody
mean, housing went
fucking
up
up
for
everything.
everybody.
I was
Yeah.
talking to a good friend of mine not that long ago about her house that she rents over on the west end of the city, and like I've not seen the inside of it or anything, but I know it's a small house on the west end, and one of the older neighborhoods, and she was telling me something like $1,800 per month rent on the house, and I'm like, good God.
I mean, are we talking like a 2 bedroom, like a modest size house, or is it like a decent like?
You wouldn't get that here. It'd be higher here.
I'm not even
Like where
sure
I
it's.
live.
I'm not even like. I think it might be 2 bedroom. I know she has a roommate that sleeps on the couch.
Where I live, that'd
Oh
be like
wow! So she's
One
still
roommate.
grand.
paying. So she's still paying $1,800 with a roommate.
Well,
Damn.
oh, you mean so their shit's actually like 3,600 a month.
Yeah, I don't know the
Yeah,
exact
okay.
There's
details.
yeah.
Like I'm
Never
not gonna.
mind. I'm like 1,800. That's not horrible in today's economy, which sounds fucking ridiculous and fucked. Gone are the days where you could live for $500 a month somewhere. That ain't
Yeah, and
happening
it
anymore. And if you can, you don't want to live there. You don't want to fucking live there. That's Joe's
Trap
apartment.
house.
Yeah.
Trap house.
The funk music, wah, 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 the funky ass apartment you're about to rent.
Yeah,
You don't have
the house I
you don't
bought.
have a ceiling.
I bought my
Fuck
house
off.
in it was
It was free.
2015.
It's free to live there. Sorry.
Yeah, 2015 I bought my house, and I figure based on estimates from real estate agents that knock on the frickin' door, I've
Mm.
the price has gone up roughly $300,000 to $320,000 for it.
Are you thinking of selling?
The Canadian real estate market's insane though. Like
Sell it
That's
and move
wild.
where?
America.
he's
Dollar
like,
will go
he's
further.
like, hell with that idea.
I'll sleep in my car
Oh, I need a
first.
minute. In Canada.
He'd rather be Carla. Like he'd rather be the guy sleeping in his car, homeless in Canada, than come to
Be
America
an
and have a
American.
house.
I could sell this place and buy a nice van to go park down by the river.
I keep doing it. You guys got me laughing too much. I'm joking.
Admitting
good
you've
old
missed my
days.
dumb
I
ass.
know.
Yeah.
I know, man. I know, man. You're our first Canadian guest back on the show, as a matter of fact. And I
classing up the joint.
almost got
Two
fucked up when
Canadian
Reagan
guests.
asked it earlier. Yeah, it's true. I forgot about that.
William.
I have him in my
Shatner.
hallway. So hold on, let me dive for a minute. I'll probably edit this part out, but probably not. We'll just get like my stupid face coughing in there. With Asylum, so we're gonna go way back because this is actually like an interview here too. You're not just hanging
Okay.
out. You're a re-guest for right now. You're like an in-betweener guest where you're not really guest, but you're like an omnipresent. You're like a being, I guess. Like I'm not gonna say incorporeal because that wouldn't be correct. But
I'm very corporeal, I promise you that.
yes. You're just a manifestation on this show, When you look back and like back in the day, because you're sitting here, you're running your own big boy nights, you got like fucking all these bands and everything booking with you, and there's like a certain community it feels like to Asylum. How would you compare that to like the DGN days? Because it feels like you remember when like you were a big event guy. I
Mhm.
was big into events, and there was like a couple other moderators that would throw events a lot. DGN used to do things like Takeover City Club, and there were so many of us. We used to joke around that it was kind of like a fucking union. And I feel like some of the shit on your moderator resume here is rubbing off on your Asylum nights. Like
No,
maybe
wow, did
you
you
had
really
a
go do
little
some homework
practice.
to digging DGN
Yeah.
back up
Digging
on
into
that
Oh,
one?
we're going way
Jesus.
we're going way
network
back.
stuff.
I'm even got questions like, what was it like working with Jess like 20 years ago? What was she like? Like, what was your first impression? But we'll get to the community thing
Okay,
first.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, I gotta rethink. What the hell was the question again?
How would you compare like the vibe of Asylum's community to DGN's community? Because it feels like a lot of the same things are in play, that it just feels like how we used to have like DGN night at fucking City Club. And I just feel like you picked part of your essence and your history up and you brought it into the future, and you discreetly placed that I don't want to say wholesome because it's like gossiping, but
I'll
that
say the
vibe.
Asylum Nights are a very wholesome event because, again, Essex County to itself has maybe 700,000 people, Windsor about 300,000, but, you boil it down to the alternative population, there's not a tremendous number, though we do have a lot of people who come to town to go to the University of Windsor from, all across North America and overseas. So we have a constant influx, but I'd say 3/4 of our attendees are regulars. It's a lot of the same faces every single event, easily 3/4. I mean, 75 to 100 people, you can almost count on being there almost every time. So even if you're not close with somebody in the bar, you're only 2 degrees of separation at most from anybody else in that venue. Sometimes the 2 degrees of separation is, there's a lot of Detroiters that come over. Like our Detroit population is growing again.
Oh yeah.
So we get, the Detroiters that come in. Well, what's their degrees of separation? A lot of times it's a Marcy and I. But even then, it's like every month I take somebody who's either new or for the first time, and I learn a few things about them, and I walk them around the room, and I'll introduce them to 6, 8 people, and unless I'm not DJing, and then I'm drinking. Then
There it
maybe I'm
is.
not.
If I may interrupt, what you just said there, I take them around and introduce them to 6 to 8 people, and that is the DGN seal of quality that I would expect from somebody like you.
Thing
Because
is,
that
I'm
is
not
the
the only
kind of
one that
shit we
does it.
used to do, right? And it just feels like people don't do that. Even at house parties, I'll go to fucking just normal ass house parties now. I'll like walk in, I'm like, hey, like looking around, I'm like, okay, I guess I'll set this here. Walk in the kitchen, like, where's the host? Where's that? Like, hey, this is Jess, and she works in blah blah blah. She works in TikTok, she got a real job. But like that scene in Ghostbusters when Woody shows up to the party and fucking Rick Moranis is like, oh, and announcing everybody that comes in the fucking door and like, he works in accounting and she works in blah, 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 like,
And I saved
I
them all
feel
this
like
money by doing this or
their
that or the other thing.
taxes,
Like give them like little bits on how how their money was saved on their taxes and whatnot. Yeah.
that's the sauce. That's the secret in the sauce. And that's what the fuck you're doing. I knew I was going to shake it out of you and get your fucking secret recipe
And the thing is
and
it's not
find
just
out that
me. Like
yeah.
I'm one of the team. There's 7 of us on the Asylum team. There's usually 4 to 5 of us there. Like our social media person works on Sunday mornings most of the time as a like a prep cook and like we don't see the social media person show up very often because they've got to work the next morning. But
Mm-hmm.
there's usually 4 to 5 out of the 7 there at any given point in time, and we're all working the room. We're all talking to people, but so are our regulars. A lot of times, like I find out someone's there for the first time because some regulars spotted someone they didn't know and talked to them and drug them over to me in the first place. So it's not even a just me thing. It's just something that happens within the community itself. You can't hang out there. Like if you look like you're approachable in any capacity, someone's going to want to get drunk with you. Loiter near the bar long enough, someone's going to buy you a shot.
Mm-hmm. And that's what makes the community really nice. That was one thing that was notable because back in the day, City Club was a hard fucking room to break. It was not easy to work it. When it came to making friends, it felt like being in Scandinavia. Like you don't talk to strangers, but then if you don't talk to strangers, how are you supposed to meet people? It's a problem. And then DGN came in and kind of everybody was just like, we would just find stupid ways to break the ice and just talk to people. I would like lie about their shirt. I'd be like, oh, or I'd be like, hey, weren't you at blah, blah, blah last week just to start fucking talking to this person, And then that kind of changed the whole fucking vibe. It's shut up, Raven. You've never done the whole like, oh, Jim, like that whole fucking like, hey, yeah, I know Jim. What are you, his cousin? I've done it so many fucking times, and so that's
If
kind of
I
what is missing nowadays. And you're over there delivering it in friendly old fucking Canada.
Even the
well,
DJs, if there's somebody we see making a request that we know is new, that we don't really know who they are, we think it might be their first, second time, you can almost
Mm-hmm.
guarantee we're going to play whatever they request because, like, hey, welcome to the space. You're
mm,
part of this too. We want you here too. Let us do
mhm.
what we can to make you feel welcome and valued. You want to hear that song? Fuck yeah, we're going to play that song. Let's go. Let's party.
Making newcomers who are like not so sure of the space that they're in, you could kind of tell like when someone new shows up at a club night or whatever because they just have this kind of like they feel like they're out of place kind of feel rather than like that they belong, even if you know that you're like, yo, they're new. Like I don't recognize them. I don't know if I've ever seen them, whatever. But like it's that action that you do where you kind of take them under your wing and you kind of like, introduce them to other people, it makes them feel welcome and makes them want to come back and have a good time. Because it's like, oh, this person actually cares to take the time out to like want to like show me a good time. And so it's like those small things. It's like we're not exactly the most. I mean, we're a very caring and like we're not a very extroverted people a lot of the time. There are a few people that may like
Yeah.
that may be, but not everybody is. And I've heard from outsiders the Detroit scene isn't exactly the most welcoming necessarily. It's like you kind of have to pay your dues and show up enough that you get recognized. But it's like if we were more like like welcoming from the get-go and like more like I guess social towards the new persons in the room, maybe we'd have more people sticking around, maybe more people showing up. I don't know. But like, it couldn't hurt, right?
It's like
Couldn't fucking hurt.
from
Yeah.
the London scene, because like Windsor and London's crowds are kind of blending into one. We trade DJs back and forth. I work up there, they work down here. We go hang out at each other's events. So we're kind of blending London and Windsor into one, kind of to unify in the shadows of both Toronto and Detroit and say, combined, there's a couple million of us. We don't need you bigger cities. We can do this. And we can do this with our own identity and our own way. And one of the things, we had someone my friend, good friend now, Kayla, come out of London. She just wanted to go somewhere where she wasn't known. So she showed up to an Asylum night, had a grand old time. A couple months later, she shows up a second time and thinks no one's going to remember her. Doesn't make it 10 feet in the door before Sergio's over there with his camera, talking about, hey, good to see you again, and taking her picture and things like that. She's like, holy crap, these people remembered me. And it's like our official photographer went out of his way to, welcome her back and, take her picture and, celebrate that she was there. And she was that moment won me over.
There you go. That's that first impression. If she would have just walked in and everybody would have just been all weird and in the corners and shit and like nobody talking, then maybe not. I mean, those are fun events too sometimes. You just like go there and pretend to be like edgy in the fog. Like, I'm not gonna talk to nobody with my drink. But that gets boring after a while. It gets stale.
It does.
So you provide that quality. And like I said, DGN stamp of approval there. Okay. So I got a suggestion to help your night.
Okay.
You should start a message board online. That can be a place where everybody gathers when they're not at the club, and you can call it Windsor Gothic.net. There you go. And you get some moderators, and then you keep the whole vibe going. Nah, I joke. I do. I really miss the DGN days, but we all can say that
Doesn't it still technically exist, just with a different web address?
It exists. Yep, it still exists. I think we're still moderators.
Last time I looked, I still had status there. I was like, why?
You want to log in and go moderate some shit? You want to go make some changes with me real quick after this, and maybe like, res some posts. We'll just res like posts from 2009 all of a sudden. And then I wonder too, did all the old posts transfer over?
After the web address changed, I logged in a few times and looked around, and all of the ones I knew of were there. It looked like a complete porting over.
Nice.
Including post counts.
I think I forgot my name on there because I changed it at the very last minute. I don't know why I had him change it, but anyway.
I don't know. Times. I know you were Chernobyl on there.
Yes, forever and always in everyone's hearts. Like I said, I'll be in the club every once in a while. Yes. You need what kind of charger? What kind of charger? It's plugged in next to the TV on the big charger thing.
Raven, if you look closely, you'll see just how Canadian I am. And the cases up there next to Captain Kirk are all autographed hockey pucks.
Oh, God. Wow.
That's awesome.
And because all I am truly Canadian.
Truly Canadian.
A section of the glass from Joe Louis Arena.
Wow.
But
Lift it up a little more. Let's see some of that. Hold on. I can't see the bottom.
I was going to say it's not the Leafs, but I'll give you a pass because it's still hockey memorabilia.
Yeah, it's American hockey though, so does it count?
I've long joked that here in Windsor, if you want to start a bar fight, just cheer for a hockey team. Doesn't matter which one.
Could be one in Florida.
Speaking of rivalry, we'll wrap up the interview small talk session and move into C News with one last thing, because we make a lot of jokes about Canada on the show, and that we obviously don't mean it. We love our Canadian relatives to the south of us, because if you're in Detroit, it's actually to the south of us. Okay. If you could talk shit about Detroit for 10 seconds in the Detroit scene, what would you have to say? You're going to be like, skip. Yeah, go ahead and get us back, because we've I will
level some absolute I will level some accurate, constructive criticism to the Detroit scene as far as I can assess it.
It's nice.
One, it's a little too diluted, as in there's too many people trying to do too many things, But there's also that leads into a second problem I see with the Detroit scene is all of the people doing the things are the same people that were doing it 10 years ago and 20 years ago.
Mm,
So yes, there's a lot of people trying to do a lot of different things, but there's a complete log jam and there's nothing fresh and new and interesting really coming in. So it's like, I have a style. I can pick out my stuff from like, I know what I sound like. I have patrons that know what I sound like. And so does every other DJ. We all have our styles. But after a while, I have a big fear for myself of becoming stale, and that's why I have rotating DJs. 2 months in a row, it's not the same DJs.
yeah,
We
fair.
rotate ours. I'm consistently bringing in people of the younger generations, teaching them, giving them the opportunity to rise and shine. Like our back in the day, Belladonna, she was interviewed. She's now a resident DJ of ours, 22 years old, and a completely different approach. So it's like there's a consistent reinventing of the musical approach to keep things fresh. And that's one thing that I think Detroit could really stand to have is just maybe give some of this, clear some of the log jam. Because yes, there's some of us are lifers, and that's okay.
Metamucil that shit out and get some fresh shit in there.
Every third month, I don't spin it all. I sit the fuck down and stay out of the way so somebody up and coming can have that space and they can grow and they can develop. And because eventually I'm not going to be able to do this anymore. And when that day comes, what happens?
Someone's gonna have to take your place and do something different.
All
And
we are is dust in the wind. Yes.
thanks, Kansas.
But
Made a
But if
Kansas
nobody-
reference on this podcast? What?
If nobody from
Goth
the
as
old
fuck,
guard
shut up.
takes the moment, and if the old guard doesn't take the moment to help develop and train and groom the next generation to come up and be able to take it over and keep this progressing for a long period of time, how's the next generation going to know how to do? How are they going to know the psychology of what we do, or what the business side of it, or what works and doesn't work in promotion? So there has to be a contingency. There has to be some kind of succession planning. But Detroit does not have succession planning. There is no contingency plan, and it is heavily log jammed by the same people doing things for decade after decade after decade. And if Detroit had a weakness, in my opinion, where Windsor is strong, it's that. That said,
that's kind of why I started this show, to be honest, because I saw a gap. I was like, and
now each of the people doing
nobody in our scene was doing it at the time, and I was like, all right, well, let's pitch this idea and fucking see if we can get it going.
And I'm not going to name any one person or any two people or any 5 people that need to sit down and shut the fuck up, because everyone's doing it for as a labor of love.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, just like once upon a time, 16 years ago, Catters took me, who just had a desire to do something, and said, "Hey, come show me what you got." And as long as I kept showing up, she kept giving me the opportunity. There just needs to be some more of that.
Yeah.
Just give people the opportunities.
I didn't expect that great of an answer, honestly. Like, I didn't know what to expect out of that. That was profound and the absolute depth that I would expect out of a former DGN moderator. I'm sorry, current DGN moderator. There we go.
The DGN
more of that
moderation
quality.
out there,
More of that
for
quality.
real.
I think this is the first time we've mentioned DGN in this season, at least.
I think so. It may be.
Not all together. I know we've definitely mentioned it.
We
before.
mentioned it in the past, for sure.
We absolutely. Well, that was a great
I
fucking
spend a lot
answer.
of time thinking about that kind of thing?
Yeah, that's why I was like, that was. I got nothing to ask that was unclear on that.
No notes.
We're gonna go right into scene news. Like shit, mic drop, sir. All right, moving on. We all know that Ministry is ending. That's something we went over last episode. That was funny because I had no the third time. He's like Jay-Z. I think I made that reference last time. He's been around the world and he's back and he's out of retirement and he decided he needs money. No, they are ending. And I remember last episode I got ragged on because I missed that somehow, but John Noble thankfully brought it up. So just to reiterate that in case you missed the last episode, they came out with an album called Hate to Go, Takeout or Delivery, which is quite the choice. And John Noble, I didn't say it, he said it sucks. So we're just going to move on from it.
I've only heard one track off of it, but I've played it on my radio show, so.
Was it okay? You played on the radio?
I played one track, and the track I played, I enjoyed.
I haven't listened to any of it, so I have to just go and catch up. We also went over Boy Harsher last time about the tour and everything. This has to do with the fact that their album is dropping, but they recently released a couple new songs called Ronnie and Heartbeat on August 7th. So they're dropping little breadcrumbs because they're coming out. So they got signed at Atlantic Records, so that's a big deal. Their new album Get Mean is coming out September 18th, so that's their first release through Atlantic. And then they're going on tour. I know that they're going to be here, I think October 1st. So Boy Harsher season, they're going to dominate this entire fall. That's my prediction. It feels like we're playing fantasy football with fucking bands out here. I'm like, they're gonna win it. They're gonna bring it home for us. Boy Harsher, let's bet on them. Also, there's some festivals coming up out in the European circuit. Frogfest in Liverpool is August 15th. Darkfest in Wolverhampton is August 22nd. Prague Gothic Treffen is August 28th through 29th. And why the hell don't we have a whole bunch of... We have Cold Waves coming up. That's more in September.
That's in September, yeah.
But man, European goths, they're fucking... They're
good.
They're
always
eating
eating
up,
good, though.
dude. They
That's the
eat
thing.
up our scene, man, and they do it so good.
I think part of the problem is logistics.
Yeah.
They have a lot of the bands, and they don't have to worry about the logistics of getting visas for the artists and like getting them and
Getting
their
them over
equipment.
here,
Yes,
the people.
all that is such a big problem. Whereas like if they're already living in Europe, they can just pack up the van and go driving down to Germany or like Spain or France or Brussels or whatever. It's
Even
a lot
beyond
easier.
that, the European Union is what, about 452 million people, which is, so there's got 100 million people on the United States, but the population density is much higher. So they occupy a much smaller space. So it's easy to put on a festival and have a lot more people show up when you've got an extra 100 million people, but only half the space.
Yeah, everything's like the city or able to be traveled there really, really easily. Like Kat, the fairy godmother, and we interviewed her, I think it was 2 episodes ago
I
now.
love Kat.
I know. It was a great show too. She doesn't even need to like drive out there. We don't even like need to drive hardly. So I could see the accessibility of being able to travel and just so much more density there, making it kind of easier for everybody to, gather up, I guess.
Well, yeah, you also go, and then there's also the whole, like I can hop on like the train, and get from like A to B through like multiple countries, They have that Euro train, Eurorail,
Eurorail.
Eurorail. I don't
That
know.
sounds naughty.
Shows how much I know about European traveling, but like for real, like the Eurorail thing, like just in general, like getting around, like where here it's like good luck, congratulations, you have if you don't have like a plane or a car, or a bus that you can haul around with you.
Or Forrest Gump, he solved that.
Yeah, he did. He just kept
like running. Yeah. So
and other
good points,
news, if I may interject.
Points. Yeah,
no, please
go
bring
for
it on,
please.
One of my favorite artists and a fellow Canadian, because I'm always going to hype the Canadians, the Cupcake Queen, the synth pop industrial goddess that she is, Aria.
I knew you were going to say that when you said Cupcake Queen.
Yes. 13 Stitches, just the pre-orders for 13 Stitches just went live. I've listened to about half of it so far.
It's good.
I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. Like Jennifer Parkin, in my opinion, is just an absolute goddess of a human being. Like anytime I run into her, like I hung out at Dark Force Fest with her, and like it would be like instant best friend. And like Jen is just an amazing human being. But she's ingrained with like if you do anything synth poppy industrial in North America, you're 1 degree of separation from Jen Parkin. She's that ingrained. And,
I gotcha.
And with the things I've listened to out of 13 Stitches, I'm so excited that on Bandcamp Friday, I popped on and dropped a quick $100 to do like the super mega fan pack pre-order because I want all the things 13 Stitches out of her. I want it all. I want the record. I want the autographs. I want the shirt.
Package.
It's like, fuck yeah, Jen, give me all of that. So that should come out, I believe, mid-October is when it should come out, but the pre-orders are available now.
Yeah. Well, that's fucking awesome. I think I had some news on her. I think that was like in June, and that's probably what it was. I'm like, I remember talking about it, but yeah, no, I didn't realize that it was already out for pre-order, so that's fucking sweet.
Just
And
came out
everybody
the
should
other
check
day.
that out. Everybody should check that out.
I was going
Um,
to I was going to make the announcement on Pigs tour with Psygnotic opening for them. Were you going to say
okay.
that?
No, go
Okay,
off.
cool.
There's
I didn't steal
another.
that. Yeah. Well,
I yeah.
they're also headlining one of the nights, I believe, of Cold Waves. But Raymond Watts, great guy. Love his stuff. First pig show that I'd ever seen. I was just blown away by the performance because it was just
I was there for your
like
first one.
yeah. You were for there for that show. That was just I did not know what to expect, and I was just like, wow, it was an electric show, and I loved it. So I'm gonna be seeing them again, possibly even twice. I don't know if I can. Maybe
You
I'm
know what you
looking
just
forward to
kind of
it.
did though there?
What?
Pig reminds me of Wax Tracks, and Wax
Hmm.
Tracks reminds me of Chicago, and
Of course.
Chicago reminds me about Malört. So we did it, you guys. We did it.
Oh,
We
there
got
we
all
go.
three. We got all three
I
on the
can,
show today. We
I
got
can,
the City Club, the Canada, the Malört. Laced
I
it
can
all in
add
there.
two things to this.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
One, to co-sign on Pig a little bit. I got a promo a few weeks ago of the song "An American Ideal of Beauty" sent to me. So just for a little bit of nerdery about it, the it features the guitarist Jim Davies from The Prodigy and Pitch Shifter, as well as Gunter Schultz from the
I haven't
original
thought of pitch.
KMFDM run.
Came
I
FDM.
haven't thought
Yeah,
of
yeah,
pitch
yeah.
It,
shifter in fucking forever. I used to
so
listen to the fuck out of them back in the day.
and the track is literally a blistering double guitar industrial wrecking show of just taking a piss at, well, American culture. And
Oh.
mm,
But
the
I'm
second
part of the
is,
American culture.
yep, an
Like
American ideal of
heavily,
beauty.
unfortunately. I don't have a Ford F-150. I'm sure I will eventually.
But did Raven, did you notice what I had at the last Asylum a couple weeks ago? Did you see what I was doing?
Maybe I wasn't paying enough attention. What were you making an allusion to?
I was parked directly in front of the bar, and I was periodically walking people outside, opening up the one of the back door of my vehicle, grabbing a bottle of Malört, and pouring samples of Malört right in front of the venue for
You were
people.
malorting people on the
In
streets of
Canada, in
Windsor?
a different country,
I was
and you're like,
Malorting.
oh, we're a friendly community of friendly fucking people. And
Take it
I
all
was
back.
Malorting
Take it all
complete
back.
strangers. Like,
all
You're
right,
you,
this
you're a savage. You should be arrested. I feel like that should be like a war
yeah,
crime, man.
the only thing that would be more savage is if I could somehow figure out a way to get Malort to sponsor this show. So Malort or any of its representatives, like I love your
You
social
don't
media
want
stuff.
any.
I love how you like make tiramisu and you add Malort, or you make like chili and you add Malort, or you make
Or
like
like a Jello mold.
Jello shots with Malort, and you guys put this on your social media all the time.
Jalort.
Like, hey, yeah, Jalort. Oh, see, we already were coming up with it. We're already just milking the. I almost said milk Malort. That's just Malort anyway. But yeah, go ahead, get a hold of us. Milk and Malort. It's already
The
Malort.
best combination of two beverages.
Oh, that's
Milk,
like pilk.
Malort, best friends for life, right?
Instead, it would be called Molick. Oh no.
That's why you kept disappearing. I was wondering because you would just like we'd be hanging out and like you just disappear.
Disappearing.
Because I was just hanging out and then I could
Evil.
see the guy across the room. It's not like he's hard to like
I'm a
pick
large
out.
fella.
He's a tall
Large
guy,
fella.
so I can pick him out from across the room most times, unless he's standing behind one of the pillars in the middle of the room. But you disappeared outside and were malorting people. That's absolutely. I don't know.
Malorting.
I mean, as nice as you are to walk people around and introduce them, then you go out and you take
Not
them out
nice.
back and give them a
It's
shot
not
of
nice.
Malort, and then I'd be
I
like, I
love
don't know
it.
whether I should be your best friend or I should be your
I never
your
lie to
enemy.
anybody, though. Every one of them say, hey, this stuff is considered a Chicago delicacy for how god awful it is. It's probably
It's
the
not a
worst thing you'll
delicacy.
ever have, and it's oily and the taste isn't going to go away for
It's
5
oily.
minutes.
It's
So
oily.
you
yeah.
warn them.
So I said, do you want to try
important.
it? And everybody goes, hey, it can't be that bad. And
It's that bad.
and then I malort them.
It's that fucking
No,
bad.
but that's the thing. I like that
It's
you
that great.
give them
I mean,
the
I'm sorry.
warning instead of just go, hey, here, try this.
It's that great. If Jepson Malört representatives, Malört is a refreshing part of everybody's day. You know, you get up,
Fully
put maybe a little
balanced
bit, maybe in your
breakfast.
coffee. Put a little Lort in your step there. You know, throughout the day.
Put a little Lort in your step.
Oh, Jepson, call me, please. Call me. We're gonna. I'm not gonna do shots of it on the show though. I'll just wear like the shirt or something. They'll be like, you have to do shots of Malört on the show. I'll be like, okay. And they're not here in my room. They don't know what it is. They don't know what's in there.
You have to get a bottle and like fill it up with water and dye it just the right color,
the exact color,
just to get it like
of
right
the oil.
to make it look like you're fake drinking.
Put like a little bit of olive oil in there to make it oily for some reason. Oh, fan-fucking-tastic. You over there? See, I thought you were being friendly, and you're over there malorting people. You lied to me this whole time. I know.
No.
You're at least upfront about it. Then it's just consensual malort, which
he's honest with them, so they
what
can make
consenting
the
adults do is
decision.
between consenting adults. If they let me fuck their mouth with Malört, that's what they get for saying yes.
That's what they want. That's what they get. Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
my God.
As long as there's a safe word, you can malort with friends. You know, no problems with that. We're always
the safe word is Jägermeister. Is that what it is?
Ooh.
The safe word is 911. Get Malört in your mouth and you're ready to go to the fucking hospital. You're like, somebody get me an ambulance. That's the safe word. Oh, well, this has been fucking fantastic. I bet you're wondering why we're not going to do a whole third segment and everything, and it's because we did the game in the beginning. We essentially front loaded it. So
I won.
I mean, we're an hour in.
It's a week. I won.
You won.
I legitimately won.
I can't wait, Raven. If you want to lose tonight, I can pull one out.
No, we're good. We're good.
Oh, we're good. We're good.
Walk with the win. Know when you're winning. Walk with it.
Yes. Don't rock the boat, bro. Don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat. Anyway, this has been fan-fucking-tastic.
I love the reunion.
You'll have to come back on sometime when you have time for little people over here in America, trapped in this gulag where we're not booking every fucking band in North America and running a very successful fucking goth night. I know, man.
That's it.
I think I did.
Fired him. We kicked him to the curb.
We're
on the bigger things now.
And for anybody listening to this, they absolutely did not fire me. That's just been me fucking with them the entire time.
No, I was like, you're fired. Straight up.
Clean out your locker.
We love that line here.
Clean out your locker.
You have until 5 p.m. to clean out your desk. Okay. Yeah. We love you, man.
Immediately terminated.
Love from America. Hold on, I'm not really good at how do the kids do it now? It's like this.
Yeah,
there we go. That looks way better because my hands are like weird and chubby. They don't work the other way.
I'll learn how to do a maple leaf for the next one.
With your hands, that's Canadian gang signs. You don't want to join nothing like that.
There we go.
You don't want to join nothing like that. You don't want to join the fucking Maple Street mobsters out there and shit. Anyway. It's real, you don't even want to see what their tags are. Love you, man, and
much love.
Thanks,
not
John.
Just a phase. I'm just Jess. We got this guy over here.
I'm over here, Mr. Raven Blackfall, your friendly goth next door.
And then we got on bottom me, just me, and that's all that we need. Yes. Well, thank you guys. This has been awesome. Again, Malört, call me, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Cheers.